Hi, Quenta. Hi, Kelly Butler. One significant individuality that allow him to see himself as a person who works. School social worker exists primarily to provide helping service to the students whose problem in school stem from social and emotional causes which interfere with adjustment and potential academic. The purpose of social work is to provide services that would achieve any of the following: reinsertion of impaired adjustment, provision of resources by mobilizing capacities of individuals, students, the parents, prevention of no habla yo español, no habla español, special groups, drug dependence, or person who has a result of periodic or continuous use of drugs, usually in the form of sedatives, stimulants, hallucinogens, have developed a physical, psychological need for dependence on these drugs to extend that their denial processes adverse effect. Drug abuse or substance abuse, all drug taking, general term. All drug taking, use of any drugs, legal or illegal, social, intellectual, and spiritual well-being. Dangerous Drugs Board, leading agency development and implementation of drug abuse, leading agency implementing of drug abuse prevention and control programs in the country. 5 components regarding anti-drug program of the government: intensified information drive against dangerous drug, prevention through a variety of actions to protect the communities against dangerous drugs, law enforcement, research and studies to support legislative proposals, establishment of affordable rehabilitation and treatment centers for victims of dangerous drugs, community welfare. As a field of social work practice, it encompasses a variety of programs and services which have for their main goal the well-being of entire communities. Social workers in this field with individuals, families, and small groups, and their concern is the provision of opportunities that would enable people in the community to work together towards common goals, particularly those that would bring about their common upliftment. Social work practice in all these settings involves not only the provision of needed community services and in the process cooperating and collaborating with various groups and organizations, but also organizing communities for their own problem solving. Role of social work in the field of housing, relocation, and resettlement. Having families prepared for relocation, including providing opportunities for them to participate in the process of planning their relocation. Helping families cope with and adjust to the changes that go with relocation and resettlement. Hi, Ayman, Balani. Identifying and developing local leaders, helping develop local organizations, promoting, facilitating the coordination of community groups and organizations which are all trying to work for the well-being of the relocated families. Provision of certain social services needed by the relocated families, such as food and transportation assistance, daycare services, counseling services, family planning services, skill training and job placement, and the like. So in industry, the social welfare services in the field of modern industrial operations are generally concerned with any or all of the following: efforts to establish or improve social security, health, and general welfare of employees and their families. finding the best suited workers for employers and the right job for workers seeking employment. The use of social workers to assist the employees and their families in personal, health, and financial problems and difficulties, and the development and maintenance of community welfare services. Role of social worker in the field of industry, counseling employees on work and non-work related problems, providing counseling and other forms of help to the families of employees, engaging in informational and educational programs to maximize employee and company services, assisting management in making employees understand company policies and rules. Cultural communities, aka the tribal Filipinos, ethnical minorities, indigenous peoples, and national minorities. Indirect work with cultural communities, or what is also referred to as grassroots practice. Most agencies in the past were project-oriented, convinced primarily with the accomplishment of specific projects that would benefit the community. In education and training, facilitative instructional method performed by social work teachers and trainers. So, in international welfare, the goals of international social work agreement also exist in the social work profession concerning the goals of development-focused international practice, the elimination of barriers to development which in every society have been used to oppress historically disadvantaged population groups, especially women, older adults, children and youth, persons with disabilities, political and economic refugees, persons with mental illness, and persons who have been, who have been disadvantaged on the basis of gender, race, ethnicity, poverty, religion, social class, caste, and sexual orientation. So, a refugee is a person who is outside their country of origin or habitual residence because they have suffered persecution on account of race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or because they are a member of persecuted social group. UNHCR provides protection and assistance not only to refugees but also to other categories of displaced or needy people. This includes asylum seekers, refugees who have returned home but still need help in rebuilding their lives, local civilian communities directly affected by the movements of refugees, stateless people, and so-called internally displaced people. Internally displaced peoples or civilians who have been forced to flee their homes but who have not reached a neighboring country and therefore, unlike refugees, are not protected by international law and may find it hard to receive any form of assistance. Social planning, charged with the responsibilities of seeing to it that the country's strategy for social development include as essential components those welfare activities which help to ensure plans and policies are fully responsive to the needs and aspiration of people to alleviate the most urgent social problems without undue delay and prevent further social disruptions and to achieve a more equitable distribution of benefits occurring at each stage of national development. In Anatomy of Social Problems and Related Theories on Social Problems, so the social problem, a social condition that is perceived to be harmful to more than just a few people. Ano siya ang social condition? A situation in the society that is a result of an impact. Both an objective reality and subjective perception. In objective reality, the social problem is intrinsically real in that it possesses a harmful quality that can be verified by the experience of some people. The harmful nature of this experience is universal, existing all over the world. Example, suicide, poverty, violence, alcoholism, terrorism, human trafficking, and many subjects. A subjective reality, it constitutes a social problems depends on how people see it. If people perceive something as a social problem, then it is a social problem. If they view it something else, it would be something else. Example, abortion. To people who oppose it, abortion is murder and thereby a problem. But to those who support it, abortion is a solution to being pregnant with an unwanted child for whom the pregnant individual cannot provide care. Rehab and anong wrong ko ato? Share sa page. What's your? I shout out from Ladicha City. Ay, yun ko. Sociological theories of social problems. When one attempts to analyze and interpret a social problem, different ways may be used. One can look at the big picture of society to see how it operates. This one calls for a macro view, focusing on the large social phenomena of society. One can also take the micro view, zeroing in the immediate social situation in which people interact with one another. From these two views, different perspectives emerge. Nature of society. These are the table, no? And isa din social problems.